this will be the last time I ever have to bring this up in a podcast.
Oh.
Mouse's stream finally ended.
Good for her. What was the tally?
31 days.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. I think her chat fucked up, though. Yeah, it was for.
Oh, did they mean to push it further and they played chicken and lost?
Yeah, I think they played chicken and lost. I think they were trying to edge the timer out a little too far, and I guess maybe some of the big subbers were like maybe walked away from the computer for like a little longer than they need to have been, and
I see.
And then it did finally hit 0, and I was like damn. But yeah. Congratulations to Mouse on that one. That's
Yeah. So what was accomplished during all of that? Let's see. She gained a butt ton of subs. Mm-hmm. She was live for 31 days.
Well, she
created
not just a butt ton. She broke a record, didn't she?
She broke several records, as I recall.
Oh yeah, she broke several records. Yeah.
She created Booby, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Booby.
That I still can't believe that's a thing.
Did you see the animated trailer for that? His origin story?
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
No, I didn't. I only know that he exists.
It's really good.
Oh,
I should link you his lore trailer for it. It's pretty
good.
It's really
I'll watch
good.
that after.
I like hearing Booby go through his tirade. And I'm saying Booby because we all know who it is. But it's
completely different characters. I can guarantee you they're different characters because Connor likes all of his tweets. Clearly not the same person.
We've never seen Connor and Booby in the same room.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Send Connor to hell? I mean, he's not the Archduke of whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, we're not gonna go into Booby's actual name. What was it? She became #1 sub to person on Twitch. All right, for having active subs. So that'll drop naturally just due to the fact that
sure,
not 12 billion people are spamming her with subs. But she also became the third most sub to of all time on Twitch. So that won't drop until people get that, which also makes her the highest subbed female on Twitch. Period.
Sure.
At one point in time, and obviously the highest subbed VTuber.
And she was killing it with content. They had a great rotation, from what I understand, and she was still able to do her usual weekly shenanigans. So, all in all, what a win for her! Fantastic.
And she's still not stopping. Technically, she's streaming tomorrow. She's got her podcast with Booby tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
She's got there's some type of game show happening on Thursday, I think, and then she's doing a charity event on Friday. And then she did say she has she's gonna have a schedule up for next week too. So at some point in time, she did say she's gonna do a like a 1 week break. But who knows when that happens? But again, a break for her is just not turning on the stream because
she's still gonna be doing all the same things.
Yeah, she's gonna be just doing everything that she would do on stream but off stream. So
it'll be good for her not to have the bonus. Even if it's just a mild bit of stress from having people watch it, it'll be good for her to clear her headspace after 30 some odd days of constant entertainment.
Yep. So now that I have been freed from the always being on the Iron Mouse channel, hell, and by hell I mean it was funny most of the time. I've been watching a lot of anime. I've binged a lot of anime this week. I got through all of Mushoku Tensei, and I made a nice long post about that. That is an isekai, and that is the isekai that I outside of like the ones that I like kind of like pretty much like or whatever. I went into that one not thinking that I would all like 100% like it. That isekai actually does things a lot differently, and it's probably the from a writing standpoint, probably the best isekai out there. It's like tied for like third and on my list of like enjoyment, whatever. But I would say from a writing standpoint, it's probably the best. So Mushoku Tensei, pretty good. Got through Horimiya, which is a very, very light rom-com anime, which is really good. I won't go into too much in depth of that one. And I've now started Haikyuu, which is a volleyball anime. I've watched half of it already, like way before when it was airing, but I stopped. And now I'm gonna watch it all because it's all finished and everything. But other than that, Elden Ring, and
goodness, yeah,
Elden Ring. It's crazy how good this fucking game is. Like, I don't think I have played a game that I've enjoyed this much and raged at this much since like back in my day of actually enjoying playing Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, no. I've put like almost 50 hours in this game. I know you've played a lot more, but yeah, I've put about 50 hours in this game. And I'm going to put more in tonight after we finish this, and I'm going to put in a lot more tomorrow because I have off tomorrow. And yeah. That's actually, I've literally only played Elden Ring, so I'm going to have to pass it off to you guys because I know you guys are going to want to talk more about Elden Ring.
Well, I'm going to make it easy for you as well. I have also only played Elden Ring. I haven't touched anything else. So, yeah, I have made time that I elsewise wouldn't have had to. I've put in 120 hours to this. I made time that I just elsewise don't know how I would have had to play this game, and yeah, it was really good. But we'll get there.
Yeah. So Lake, what have you been playing?
I have also been playing Elden Ring.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's an early birthday present, I suppose. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So,
okay, I haven't gotten too far into it. No way have I even got near 50 even. But first thing I freaking did was to smash everything in sight.
Correct.
And of course, leap on any single platform I could and explore across all the fields.
Button.
Yeah, I got a jump button and a roll. It's great. Everything. And yeah, just collecting everything on sight. I just can't help it. I'm freaking obsessed with collecting everything. I have been actually no. So when I was first exploring, I inevitably first thing I see is the great golden horseman that's been roaming around outside. I was like, shall I? No, I'll just stalk him a bit. And then I hear a noise over my shoulder, and I see like down a cliff like this giant, or a zombie giant essentially, and I'm like, oh no, hey, wait, they're roaming around, they might chase me. Oh, I better be careful of that. Note that for later. So traversing the land a bit more, I came across this like field where there's like this big lightning storm happening, and it's just zapping the ground, and I don't want none of that. So I jump into like this other like cliff face, and I hear that similar feel it roar again. And I was like, oh no, is it another zombie? And before I even finish that thought, I get clobbered flat on the ground. I didn't realize these fuckers are that fast. So I'm like, oh shit, run. And then actually that plain is like populated by a lot of men on horseback as well. So I get chased by him and the giant across most of the field, and I ran around the lightning field hoping to zap the giant, which I do, which I feel very satisfied about, but it didn't really do much. It doesn't matter. Lightning darts, that's what I was playing. And then I inevitably die because the horse rider is like too fast. Whatever. Then around that area is also the Port Cutlass Gates, going into like a castle area.
Yes.
Yeah.
I slowly make my way. Camera is like eye level for me, and I stop just before the gates, and then I just for idly just turn my camera upwards.
Yep.
And there on the fucking above me is that another bloody giant just staring at me. I was like, oh shit.
There is no escape.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I'm yet to kill one yet. But I have like also been like killing a couple of I killed one mini boss, which is the beast in the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. I really enjoyed like before I got into the cave itself, there was lyrics going, beware of the pack. I was like, okay. And there was wolves, obviously. I had a few guys trying to get rid of them. And then I went into the boss room. But oh my god, it was fun. It took me quite a number of tries to do it, but I enjoyed learning the patterns and stuff. He's an asshole. But I did go
Actually,
back towards
that boss that boss we tied, actually. All right.
Oh,
It
yeah?
killed me and I killed it at the same time. But he still counted me as winning. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I didn't do too bad on my like the route I actually managed to kill him on. But most of the time was like get him to half health and he completely skewers me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back towards the starting like area, that side of the map. There's like a sort of like a catacombs type of thing. You're going down and
there's a lot of catacombs.
Yeah. There's this. I encountered the other mini boss, which is the weird taxidermy cat statue thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck that. When he started breathing fire, I was like, "What the shit?" I panicked so much,
response.
and I was like, "Haha! I will hide behind this pillar." Okay, you fucking smashed the pillar. Ah!
Panicked flailing.
It was amazing. I love it. I'm yet to defeat it yet though. And this helicopter is of my go away. Sorry, noise.
That's fine. We can barely hear it.
Okay, it's fine. Oh yeah. So that's where I am at. That's my next challenge, just to defeat them. The gargoyles down there are really fucking annoying though. They like jump down out of nowhere.
Yes.
QN I had a shield, so I didn't.
You know what? It's true. They inflict bleed, so I imagine they suck. But I had a shield, so they just bounced off me, which was great.
Yeah, I have a mini wooden shield. Went with the hero, with the one with the axe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm curious about the magic one. Though I might make another character with that.
Oh, magic's broken.
Oh, question. Can you make multiple characters, or do you just have one at a time?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you can make multiple.
Okay, good. Yeah, I want to try. Yeah, I want to try them all, see what they're like. Because you got the vagabond, which is completely naked almost, and then you got the prisoner. What's the difference between them? Besides the one that has
it'll be the stat layout and starting equipment. That's the only difference between anything in this game. Well, between the playable classes. Those are just, that's just how you begin. Where you end up, who knows?
You can spec into magic and stuff later.
Oh, you can spec into whatever you want as whatever class. You are not locked into anything.
There's a point in time in the game where you can respec, where you can just get a refund of all your points and put them wherever you want.
All right. Maybe I won't bother right away then. I'll just see how far I get.
Yeah.
Cool. I love just wandering around. I can go anywhere. Well, within reason.
You can.
Actually, you really can go anywhere.
Yeah, it's great. I fell down this ravine I fell down this ravine and I was like, oh, this is a nice like little river running through. Oh, look, there's skeletons. I'm going to break them. Ha ha ha. And then it rose. I was like, oh shit. And the other one rose. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Smash, smash, smash. Okay, I got them. They rose again. Oh shit. Another one. Oh fuck. So I ran around the corner and there's weird slime monster things. Okay, not this way. I ran all the way down like it's like a canyon almost. Not even that. Like a ravine is fine. Ran down there, and then someone invaded and ganked me.
I know exactly where she's at.
Yeah. I know exactly where she is now.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Know exactly where you're at.
Oh my god. Annoying.
Did you figure out the mechanic of how to actually kill the skeletons?
No, not yet.
When they're on the ground,
don't know.
smack them.
Oh, they're on the ground, smack them. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how you kill them.
I really like the jellyfish down there. I didn't interact with them.
Jellyfish are
they're pretty.
Nice. Don't piss them off.
Oh, and I did find the rat man that was a tree.
Oh, you found Bok.
Yes.
You see,
Very
I haven't
good.
found him yet. I didn't find him yet.
That's impressive, Aqua.
No, like I like found where I know where like the general facility where he's at, but I didn't like roll into one of the trees to like actually like to actually make him not a tree anymore. Because I was like, by the time when I got over there, I was just like, I looked around for him. I was like, man, where the fuck is he or whatever? And so I was just I gave up on it. I had
I just hear the voice on my
5
shoulders. Whoa, what's that? And I stood there spinning around for ages.
Same. He called out to me and I stopped and I used because I play with headphones, so I used like the sound to kind of guide me as to where he was. It's like, okay.
I'll just walk over there and start rolling through.
Swing.
I can't find his cave. I need to find the cave he's talking about, but I'll get there.
We know exactly what ravine you're in because I'm assuming you probably got invaded by what the ninja lady named.
No, it was someone else.
Nirla or something like that. I don't know. I forget what.
No, it was someone else for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe I don't.
He was a. No, I think it is, but it was a different invader for me.
Huh.
But that's fine.
Lake is growing up, man. She's playing. Wait, have you gotten a maiden yet? Did you get the cutscene for the maiden?
No,
You're maidenless.
You're maidenless?
I got the lady that was on the horse going, ha. You know, I got that cutscene, but that's a really early one.
Oh, so you don't even have your horse yet?
No, I don't have my horse yet. I've just been running around like a.
You went straight to exploration, even faster than I did. That's very impressive.
I cannot be contained as an open world.
No, wow, she's off. She's exploring the world, and she cannot be stopped.
Nope.
At some point in time, at a grace, you should. It should give you the cutscene. I just don't know what the. I don't know what the prerequisite for it is.
I'll figure it out. Eventually, it's fine. I'm having loads of fun, so
game is...
It wasn't the only thing I played. I did play more of the MMO Star Wars game.
Good.
It's fun because there's lots of different storylines depending on what you choose. So I'm going through. I got a light side and a dark side character now. Just going through them. That's fun. I still really like that you can join other people's like quest dialogue and choose. And then it rolls a number, and the highest person, their choice gets put into the cutscene.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like that idea. I'd actually be very interesting if 14 did something like that. But I know it's impossible because of all the branching dialogue and so on. It would be impossible, but it'd be also neat. Just imagine.
Like the branching dialogue thing, like the thing with the Old Republic is that the branching dialogue actually does change the outcome of stuff, while the other dialogue doesn't do that in 14.
Yeah, I know it's not possible, but it would be neat if that. Yeah. It's just imagine it would be cool. But anyway.
Oh, I definitely agree with you. I've been complaining about that for what feels like years now, but it's just not something that they can handle, and it's not. They have so many other things they need to balance. I don't blame them.
I also played some Yuki Mans because dailies.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's essentially it. Since you spoke about anime, I actually watch anime.
Wow, really?
It is a backlog though, because I went straight to the very old Gundam. I watched the first one with Amuro and Char.
Nice.
And the movie one, so it was like 2 hours long.
One day Dalit will watch anime, and it'll be Spice and Wolf, because when that comes out again.
Wow, brutal that it is though. It's like it's not shy in what it shows you.
No. It's a giant space opera about war and how devastating it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good.
Don't mind me. My name's Shaw. I'm just going to drop a colony on Australia again.
All right, well, that's good. We all played Elden Ring. We all going to be playing Elden Ring even more because even if you've beaten the game like Dalit has, you will still play more of that game because
this is factually accurate. Yes.
We do have a question from Little, but I figure we probably already answered this question already. He goes, "Sorry, no questions the last few weeks. Life is busy and it slips my mind." Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll give you two for one this week. First, why the fuck is Elden Ring so good? And second, why the fuck is Elden Ring so good?
Excellent questions, mate. Excellent questions.
Yeah, excellent questions. The games are so good because I don't know, man. They're just good. Did you know that Elden Ring was actually in development longer than like before they even started developing Sekiro?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I did not know that. No, I didn't.
Yeah, that Elden Ring started development before Sekiro even started development. So it's a lot of
it's a lot of work went into this.
Yeah. This is peak Souls is what it is. It's so good. There's so good quality of life in it. It's just and yeah, honestly, my favorite Souls game went from Dark Souls 3 to Elden Ring. So
hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
And I'm not even finished with Elden Ring. But we move on to the news, which is not Elden Ringless. There is some Elden Ring stuff towards the end, but it's not actually about Elden Ring. But first, we're going to start off with Capcom trying to be Disney and then getting their shit pushed in for trying to be Disney.
Yeah, it's true. We talked about this last week, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we brought it up.
No. This came out this week. Like this came.
No. I mean the initial response, I believe. Did we not? Oh, we may not have. Oh no.
I don't think their tournament. No, we didn't talk about it. Their tournament guidelines. I don't think came out before we made we had an episode last week. Anyway, Capcom changed their tournament guidelines for Street Fighter V specifically, to where they wanted a lot more control of like, was it like pretty much fan tournaments, and that,
all tournaments. Period. If you fly under the Capcom banner, if you wanted to play, we all assume this was in preparation for upcoming Street Fighter 6. None of this was really going to be something to worry about during the current ones. This was all going to go into effect at the launch of Street Fighter 6, or at least at the end of this Capcom Pro Tour, with Street Fighter 6 being further revealed.
Yeah. They put like caps on how much money it could make. They wouldn't allow you to charge for spectators. They threw a lot of controlling stuff on it, and the Capcom community for Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter 5, they weren't having any of it.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird move, and like you said at the beginning, this did feel kind of like the Disney power play, where this is our IP, and we feel we're going to have absolute control over it,
and like Nintendo as well.
Well, no, because they're allowing it to happen. Nintendo just wouldn't even let it happen.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true.
So Disney, I find Disney to be the correct comparison there, but they were met with immediate backlash. Like, this is immediate. No one looked at this and said, "Oh, this might be reasonable. Let's watch it play out over a couple of tournaments." The FGC is a varied community of people, and there happen to be a couple of lawyers in there, and they put this into terms that everyone could understand. And when everyone had a firm grasp of what was being asked of them, everyone kind of said, "Abso-fucking-lutely not."
Mm-hmm.
Like, just to run an event, you needed a license, which I don't think in and of itself is terrible, but that does limit the amount of tournaments that would be had. I mean, small tournaments might get edged out. Total event prize pools and like sponsorships had to be reported, and if they met a certain threshold, it would go from community event to like esport event, and there would be different takes from it. Like they wouldn't be allowed to charge spectator fees anymore, and like merchandising was going to be real weird because officially, and this is one of the ones that kind of did make sense. There would be no like Capcom Street Fighter branded material sold by tournament organizers, which is fair. To be honest, like that's fair.
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
fair.
your
Yeah.
life. That's not your stuff to sell.
Yeah.
But it was one of the things that was listed, and yeah, no, people just kind of didn't like those first few. Like the FGC is a weird type of situation. I chalk it up to kind of like Overwatch in this regard, or rather, what Overwatch should have been. The FGC has been around for years. It's been grassroots for a lot of that. It's only in recent years, with the rise in online connectivity to a meaningful extent, that we've really seen the esports side blow up. So a lot of things have been in place for decades, 20 years, maybe more, maybe into the 90s, frankly, back when arcades were still relevant in the US. So these changes kind of felt really limiting, and it would make a lot of smaller events disappear in favor of like these really large esports events. The reason why I compare this to Overwatch is because Overwatch could have had this. It could have started all these smaller grassroots things, but it jumped straight to esports the moment it could.
Yeah.
And it kind of killed anyone's interest in it.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why Overwatch is not as ideal as it could be, because it didn't have any meaningful growth. It was straight to esport, and that forces a lot of people out of it. And the last thing the FGC wants is to force people out when they're finally being taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But again, moreover, this would mean less tournaments. This would mean less people that would be allowed to host their own stuff. It would mean more strict oversight by a company that's not always known for the best decision making.
Yeah.
And so there was blowback. There was a lot of, you have made a lot of money off of us for the last 30 years as we've done what we have done. For you to suddenly turn around with your hand out and cracking down the way you have in bad faith seems weird. Are you sure you want to go down this route? To which, less than 24 hours later, Capcom said, no, you know what? Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. We hear you loud and clear. You don't seem happy. We would like you to continue buying, playing, and advertising our game for what is essentially free. We'll take another crack at this.
Yeah, I was listening on the other podcast that I listened to, and they're like, the FGC has been dealing with Street Fighter V so much that like if you're gonna sit there and give them a choice where you want to play more Street Fighter V or not, most of the time they're probably gonna say no because they're just done with the game most of the time.
Yeah, so I'd love to have like a full episode on like the FGC as a concept and where it's been going, because this is absolutely true. Fighting games are real strange, and they are not made to last, and the fact that they do is just because of tournaments like this. No one still wants to be playing Street Fighter V, especially not now that Street Fighter 6 has been revealed. People want to dip out of that game as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And in the current landscape, there's a lot of options. Even if Street Fighter 6 doesn't come out for a while, we've just had like 3 fighting games come out. Like, gone are the days of just Street Fighter or just Marvel. There are plenty of places for people to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and Street Fighter is not even the more popular of like the whole shindig or ever. Like, I mean, people like I know there's distinct differences between like Tekken and Street Fighter because like Tekken's a 3D fucking fighter, but like people will just jump over to Tekken and play that for a while. So if they can get away from if they can get away from Street Fighter 5, they probably will.
Yeah, this is true. I don't think Tekken's the correct answer. I think it's probably going to be like KOF or something right now.
Oh
Tekken's
yeah, true.
Tekken's also showing its age and was never good for online. But yeah, like Street Fighter's. God, it's so weird saying Street Fighter is old and has been artificially extended twice now. After the worst start to a fighting game I think I've ever seen, people are ready to move on. So, like right now, riling people up like this, not the play.
Yeah. But it's nice to see companies immediately like oh okay, this is a bad idea, abort. So I like seeing the turnarounds on that so quickly.
It genuinely is good to see because Capcom of the early 2000s absolutely would have stuck to their guns and shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Like Crapcom of the early 2000s would have really done a disservice to their player base.
Yeah. At least Capcom's been doing nothing, pretty much doing nothing but fucking W's the past like 5 years. So
yeah, but it's not to do with their fighting game lineup.
No, it's not to do with their fighting games. It's
like
the rest of the company.
And I don't think Capcom really ever fell off in any other side of things. Like, yeah, Resident Evil 6 kind of sucked, but like they were still putting out like decent Resi games. Monster Hunter never stopped.
Yeah.
But like the fighting games for the longest time were marred with like horrible ideas, worst kind of monetization. Let's not even go into Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which was quite possibly one of the biggest missteps I've ever seen. And it went up. People think that it was just Street Fighter Cross Tekken. This went up to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Street Fighter 5, MVCI, not a good last 3 games to have out. Also, they took down Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which was curious, though I think that might be due to contract disputes with Disney. So, I mean, really, what are you going to do? That's not a fight Capcom can win.
No, Max is still trying to fight that battle.
Max and Justin, yeah, absolutely. And I would love to see a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 remaster of some kind.
Yeah, he's still on the I will die on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 hill.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
So, I mean, like, it's only with the back half of Street Fighter 5, like, during this, and I said it negatively, during this, like, forced extension of its life, where they had, like, with COVID, they had to, like, delay all plans of 6 and really force out 5, that they've been doing interesting things. They've been giving people they wanted. More fan-favorite characters, more interesting characters, more interesting gameplay styles. This is all recent. This is all a great move, but they're still having to fight back from a lot of really bad decisions over the last couple of, like, the last 10 years. So,
yeah,
like I said, I could be on this forever. I'd love to talk fighting games in general because there's a lot of issues with the genre and the mindset there, and this is just one small thing.
Well, maybe one episode will dedicate it to just fighting games. But for now, we're going to move on to something different. And by different, I mean, we're talking about more fighting games. Persona 4 AU, the ports.
All right, yeah.
Confirmed to have rollback netcode, except for the Switch version. Switch still doesn't get rollback. But, you know, I guess that's okay. Actually, no, it's not okay. That's honestly the one version of the game that actually needs it.
I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to read all this. I'm not sure why it couldn't have rollback. I don't know if it's a system shortcoming.
Memory space. It's memory issue.
It was a system shortcoming. Okay, so I guess that makes sense, but honestly...
No, it needs it, though.
I don't think having a fighting game out with delay based is going to be the right thing going forward. Because what it means is, yeah, you can play with your neighbor well enough. You can play with people in the same basic region well enough, maybe even great. But once you get too much past that, it's going to get
Is it still cross-platform even though it's not the same netcode?
Almost certainly not.
Yeah, almost certainly not.
Almost certainly not.
I was gonna say.
No, that would cause a bizarre conflict that would just be miserable for the people. For the people not with delay base, it would just mean that everyone would be playing on delay based netcode again. Because once there's one person playing on it, everyone might as well be.
Yeah.
Because I mean, these are all peer to peer. Fighting games don't do servers, which is a major issue. So.
Yeah. So yeah. The big thing is that like. It's not going to be fun playing it on the Switch version because like the reason why I say the Switch version probably needs it more than any of the other ones is because you forcibly have to play the Switch over Wi-Fi, and the Switch's online is already bad enough. Like the connection to online is already bad enough for Switch.
I guess I'll kind of correct you. You no longer have to play a Switch strictly on Wi-Fi. Didn't they release a certain, like with the OLED thing, they have a new dock that does let you hardwire in, but
you have to have
if
OLED.
you didn't exactly, but you have to have the new setup. Anyone working on an older setup is absolutely forced over Wi-Fi. But to be fair, again, that's another reason to talk about fighting it. If you're playing on Wi-Fi to begin with, you're doing it wrong. It's. I realize some people don't have an option, but it's just
like me.
It's just not how those games are designed to be. All fighting games are designed in zero lag, zero frame.
Yeah, well,
delay
as you said, not everyone has the option.
True,
not everyone has that option. Yeah. And more Persona Ultimax news. The weird decision to only the PS4 is going to have its normal lobby system, because like in Persona 4 Ultimax you had like the little chibi characters running around in the little lobby or whatever. Only the PlayStation 4 port will have that. Like the Switch and Steam version will not have that.
Yeah, this is the one that I did hear about, and I was confused.
Yeah, I'm confused to it as well.
Like, I find this to be one of the better ways to handle lobbies to begin with. So, like, not having it is an immediate step down. But also, why did you opt to not port this bit over? Is it just to save time, resources? This is weird.
I would understand. I guess I would understand the Switch not having it due to, I guess, again, Switch hardware issues or whatever. Maybe it's like falls in the same line with like the reason why the rollback's not having it. But the PC version not having it, that makes no sense at all.
I agree. This is baffling. I assume it's just because they weren't going to. There was just aspects they were going to have to rebuild, and they did not want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll still have lobbies, obviously, because you got to have lobbies in it. But it's like, but for both Switch and PC, it's gonna be, I guess your basic like.
It's gonna be a menu based lobby instead.
Yeah, it'll be your menu based,
which is better than nothing, to be sure. But it is literally just better than nothing.
Just odd. It's just an odd decision. But yeah, we can get out of the fighting game news because that's all the fighting game news that we have. Star Wars Eclipse, that game that's supposed to be developed by Quantic Dream. I have not heard about what that game's supposed to be like, but from what I've actually heard, I guess it's supposed to be a lot different from what a Quantic Dream game usually is, because usually it's a game like Beyond,
like Detroit or Heavy
Rain. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that, but Star Wars Eclipse was actually supposed to be more like an actual game.
I will believe that when I see it.
Could it be related to David Cage, maybe? You know, the guy that said making games are for homophilic slur, or women are all whores, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe that guy who cried on the stand because he couldn't get his own way and then stormed out. Maybe
he still runs Quantic Dream.
Yeah, maybe that's why they can't fucking recruit anyone.
Yeah, they can't recruit anybody because...
That's probably why!
Yeah, God, you know, it's amazing what happens when no one wants to work for you. because I don't know, maybe you're kind of a dickhead.
Oh my
They've
God.
had a rec up for like 60 positions open for like over a year, and they haven't gotten anybody because nobody wants to work for a homophobic prick.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, game's been delayed to 2027, 2028. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Delay.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this game's not coming out. This game's not coming out. I don't think this game's coming out whatsoever. A game that gets delayed that far out, no. Not coming out.
It's a bizarre delay. Like, we're in 2022.
It's a video game company. 2025 and on doesn't even exist to them. All right?
Exactly.
Like, those years do not exist.
Like, something else I want to talk about at some point, and I understand this is an investor-driven problem. I really, really need game companies of all types to stop announcing games that are more than a year out.
Yeah.
You do yourself a disservice, and it's always, we're sorry about delay, we're sorry about delay, we're sorry about delay. If you just waited to say something, we wouldn't know any better.
Yeah. True. You know, I'm not convinced that Quantic Dream's going to get picked up by somebody. I actually want Quantic Dream to get picked up by somebody. Remove David Cage's hands. Remove them. Get him out of the industry, please. Sony, buy Quantic Dream, please.
Wait, am I stupid? Is Quantic Dream not a subsidiary of Microsoft?
No. Most of Quantic Dream's games are on PlayStation.
I thought they were recently picked up as a Microsoft partner.
They might be, but I don't think so, because I think the most recent game came out on PlayStation, right? Quantic.
Well, yeah, the most recent one was I guess Detroit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird because that was a Sony exclusive. Why do I associate this company so heavily with Xbox? What have they done with Xbox that I associate them with it?
No, they're a private company. I don't know. Oh, you want to know why? Because I think there is a Xbox game called like Quantum Dreams, I think.
Maybe that's what it is. Okay, that would explain a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I think there's a video game called Quantum something. But that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Please. Fuck Sony or Microsoft. Buy this company. All right.
I don't know. Like I don't. Okay, so on one hand, I really don't like David Cage. I don't like his attitude towards the industry. I don't like his attitude in general. I don't like him as a person. Mm-hmm. And the downside to that is I've only ever played one game. I've only played part of Heavy Rain, and I was thoroughly unimpressed, despite a lot of people really liking it.
I actually, out of all the games that they've made, I only like Heavy Rain.
Yeah, a lot of people really like it. I don't know why this company is as big as it is in terms of their reputation. I don't think the games are anything special, and I think they're led by a madman who is just really bitter about not being a film director. So that said, I don't have any big care if they're saved or not. I don't really care what they are going forward. Mostly because their games don't appeal to me, and maybe I'm just not their target audience. And by maybe, I mean I'm definitely not their target audience. So,
well, the only reason why I'm invested at this point, I'm not invested in the company Quantic Dream. I'm invested in whatever their idea was for the Star Wars game, because the trailer for it looked good. The worst part about that trailer was the logo for Quantic Dream popping up.
Yeah, it was such a weird feeling. Like, I felt my excitement go up, like how a roller coaster goes up the rail. It was great. Mm-hmm. And then you see the top, which is the equivalent of seeing the logo, and you go, oh shit. And then it goes down the ramp.
Yeah,
that's like a straight fucking dive. Straight fucking dive. Oh, man.
Because it did look fucking good. It's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Star Wars Eclipse gets finished at all. I think this is one of the Star Wars games that's going to get canned, and I think it's because nobody wants to work at Quantic Dream. So
I genuinely can't believe I can't believe there's a game that's been announced that has also been delayed for half a decade.
And this is a big deal. No one wants to work in a games company that is doing a Star Wars game. Like, this is how bad this David Cage has made everyone feel.
Yep.
It's not just David Cage, though.
I know, it's the person he was working with, too.
Yeah, I wasn't even talking about
that. Me and Dollar are on the same thing. This is not the only company that's having this problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Segue, got it.
Yep.
Segue, got it.
That segues in a block later on down. But in the same vein as delays, Forspoken, this just came out today. Is being delayed from May to October. I think it's like October 11th. Yeah, to October 11th.
So I've heard so many different things about possible reasons. I've heard they don't want to compete with Elden Ring, which is bizarre because it's 2 months away. So I don't know what competition you all think that there would be. If you want to get into
still playing Elden Ring for a year.
Sure, but it's no longer competition at that point. People will have had the money to put towards Forspoken if they're interested.
Yeah.
If there's a Square product that's going to have to worry about that, it's the upcoming Strangers of Paradise. We'll get to that in a moment. For Forspoken, I wonder. Honestly, someone else brought this up, and I think this might be a bit more of a genuine take. Babylon's Fall did really poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Babylon's Fall is doing very poorly.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if spooked executives at Square Enix might finally have decided, you know what? Maybe we don't rush anything out this time. Maybe we just let this one rock, give them the time they need, put out something good. We can't afford to have 2 massive failures on our plate this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's very fair, and I guess after this we can just bunch in Babylon's Fall into this, right? So for the Forspoken delay, I first saw when I first read this, I was like, okay, you know what? That frees up a good couple of months for me. Between like April and if something fucking happens in the summer, that opens up a few months for me for video games. I can catch up on some of the stuff that I'm playing. But then I look at the date that they pushed it to, and it's October 11th. This is literally a week and a half after Trails from Zero comes out in English. This is also a week after the month that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out, and I don't know what day that comes out. This is also a week after probably the month that the new Trails game comes out in Japan. So they kind of just fucked up with my my fall gaming there for a little bit.
Well, this year was always going to be hard on us.
Yeah, but so now I have a big open gap between April and I guess whenever the new fucking that Fire Emblem Heroes video game comes out.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
But yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. After seeing what happened to Babylon's Fall, which, by the way, Babylon's Fall peaked at fewer than 650 concurrent players on Steam at launch. This is a video game at launch, only having 650 players on PC. All right, that's not including PlayStation or whatever. Who knows how many people are actually playing on PlayStation? But this game is a complete flop. That I told everybody this game was a complete flop like 6 months ago. And they didn't change anything. So yeah.
You're absolutely right.
I can agree.
No,
I can agree.
Absolutely.
I think they saw that and was like, yeah, we're gonna push that back a little bit.
It's hard to argue with that, right? I mean, maybe this was just fortuitous timing, and the dev team approached someone and said, "Look, we really would like to tighten up a few things here and there, but then also this is a huge delay. Not just in terms of it's a big game being delayed, but like the amount of time. It's going from May to November or October. That's not inconsequential. So it stands to reason that there were some things that maybe they were willing to patch over time that they are now looking at people's willingness to deal with that and think that maybe that's not the play.
Yeah.
Also, Square has, in the last couple of years, put out some of the best games, and they've also put out some of the absolute worst. Like, let's not forget Balan Wonderland came from them recently.
Oh,
that was an overwhelming...
That game is cursed. That game is...
Yeah, that was an overwhelming failure. Left Alive...
Could just stop.
Yeah, Left Alive came out from them. That was an overwhelming flop.
Yeah.
Like, there's another one, I'm sure, but it's...
yeah, I know what it's called. I forget. Continue.
The Quiet Man came out from... I forget.
Quiet Man. Yes, that. Yeah, that
like,
one. Marvel's Avengers.
They have put out Marvel's Avengers is from them. Like, they keep putting out excellent games alongside some of the very worst of the year every year, and it's a dangerous game to play, because that just means that you become inconsistent and people have to worry about certain IPs. Sure, Final Fantasy is always going to be safe, but now whenever Square puts out anything else, people are like, is it going to be good though? Is it?
Yeah.
So, with this being a new IP that maybe they have big plans for the next, who knows how long, maybe it's just the next Final Fantasy project for them, where they will be putting out one every so many years. Having a bad lead off would be absolutely horrendous. Taking the time they need to put out a well-polished product that everyone can be happy about is the right call. So, fantastic. Alas, unfortunately, 2021 is already a bust because Babylon's Fall is out, and it's one of the worst rated games of the year. So maybe 2021. 2022 is already out. So maybe 2023 will be better.
You wanna hear the viewers on Twitch right now for Babylon's Fall? You want to take?
Yeah, sure. It's got to be like 15 people.
I mean, from what I heard, it was that like last week. It's actually at 111 viewers on Twitch right now watching people play Babylon's Fall.
I mean 15 people playing it, but fair enough. Watchers, that's not good. That's real bad.
There are 5, 10, 15, 20, 23 people playing Babylon's
I was
Fall.
So close. Oh.
Yeah, no, God, man, it's like Babylon's Fall is a train wreck, all right, that everybody saw coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they could have stopped it, but they didn't. This game is riddled with everything that makes a video game bad. Bad gameplay, bad monetization, bad story, bad graphics. This game looks no better than a PS3 game. All right. This game plays no better than a PS3 game.
Look, if we've learned one thing over the last few days, especially with the launch of Elden Ring, is that graphics aren't everything.
No.
However,
art style is everything. Honestly.
However, there is a flaw to that statement, and somehow
yes.
Babylon's Fall dug under it. Oh no. Man. So a couple of things popped up. I saw people comparing it to Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
Not Inquisition, Origins. And they were showing the opening cutscene, and yeah, it's like, I think we overuse this looks like an X game. This looks like a PS1 game, a PS2 game, a PS whatever game. This game looks ancient.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I recognize that just doesn't mean anything in the discourse anymore, but like, unlike usual, this is a super valid argument. Like the NPCs are very badly animated. It seems like no time was put into their sculpting, because even just like the models are bad. The textures on everything is awful. The overall art direction's not very inspired. The music's bad. The gameplay is serviceable, but that's not a glowing it's not a glowing like review, is it? It's just like, this is a game. This feels like a free to play game from 10 years ago, maybe.
What's
And it's
even
bizarre.
So what's even worse is that in their first battle pass, all right, it even has a collab with Nier, all right, reminding people there's a better game made by the same company,
by the same two companies.
Yeah.
So I was saying this before we got started, but I'll say it again now. I forget who it was. Someone tapped me and said, "Hey, you really want to know what the issue with Babylon's Fall is? Go look at the trailer from like 2020 against the most recent one." And I was like, "Okay, I imagine it's not going to look any better." And I'm wrong. I remember why people were cautiously optimistic about this game all of a sudden. The 2019-2020 gameplay trailer was pretty good. It looked like a Platinum game. Now,
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything like stellar, but like the combat looked super smooth. It looked like it had the same dodge mechanics as a lot of other Platinum games, including, interestingly enough, a slowdown, which is something that if you played the demo, you realize you can't do. There's like an item you use to create like a little bubble of slowdown. It's not a native feature of the usual you timed your dash correctly.
Oh, the dodge does slow down for like a point fraction of a second.
Yeah, but it can't be the usual hit that it is in most games, because this is a co-op game. This is an online co-op game, which means if there was meaningful slowdown, it might affect everyone, and they might just have been standing in a corner. So the old trailer kind of showed what a lot of people, I think, expect from Platinum game. It also really made it feel like a single player game. Like maybe this was originally designed to be a single player game. Maybe it would have had like a couch co-op or like an online multiplayer aspect to it. I saw. I mean, another big thing was like we were able to steal boss weapons at some point and use them in big attacks, which also makes no appearance in the demo, as far as I'm aware. Maybe you all were able to get that to trigger. I was not.
Oh no, I didn't. I mean, the only thing I was able to pick up obviously was like the icicles on the ground to throw at enemies. So
it's very similar to that. Only happened off of like counters for boss weapons. And the 2019 gameplay trailer looks better because it doesn't have that weird overlay on it. That makes the whole game kind of look muddy. Yeah, I don't know. There were some decisions made after the fact. I have a notion that this was turned into a live service like in the last third of its dev cycle, and oh boy. And because of that, a lot of things that would have been given more polish in the usual single player side of things were just dropped for the inclusion of your standard fare when it comes to live services. And I think you'll have something to say about this in a second, but this is Square's third or fourth attempt at a live service, and it's not gone well over the years. I think they've all been flops. Outriders underperformed for where Square Enix wanted. I don't know how to qualify that as a live service, because it's not a live service in the way that we think about them nowadays, but it clearly is. You need to be online. It was multiplayer, and there was going to be, at one point, constant updates. That seems to have fallen through. Avengers obviously did not pan out. I think there's minimal updates to that happening now.
I mean, they still have a roadmap, so.
Well, that's. I mean, at least he's not dead. I guess
they're still updating it. Like they still have expansions and stuff coming out for it. So,
but it's weird to me because like this seems wholly unnecessary if they just would instead make good games. Square has a somewhat sustainable live service game that's doing very well. We don't call it a live service; we call it an MMO, and it's 14. It's doing gangbusters. I don't know why they feel that they have to. Even 11 still exists, yeah. So I don't know why they feel the need to have yet another one instead of like establishing these games as good first. They're trying to put the cart before the horse. It feels.
Well, like you said, I do have a bit to say about that because in all honesty, I don't think it's Square on this. Like, it's Square to the point that it's because of they're not hands-on with this. They're like Platinum came to Square with Babylon's Fall. Platinum wanted to make Babylon's Fall. They got Square to publish it. All right. Now, whatever fucking Platinum decided to do halfway through their fucking dev cycle and was like, let's make this a live service game, because we all know that their creative director over there was like, yeah, we're gonna start making fucking live service games now instead of doing the games that like made us who we are, like, you know, Bayonetta and Nier. All right. We're gonna start making these, you know, fucking like games that people will want to play for a long time and not like, you know, 40 to 70 hour offshoots. And I think it's the same. I want to say it's probably the same thing with the other two. I'm not counting Outriders in this section that much because Outriders kind of effectively works differently than both Marvel's Avengers and Babylon's Fall does, up to a certain extent, and I think out of the three, Outriders is doing the best, because there's still a decent amount of people that are playing it, and they are coming out with like new updates and stuff with it for that game. Marvel's Avengers obviously a biggest flop, and I think the same thing with Babylon's Fall is the same thing with Avengers or whatever. I think. And I think Square is like, we'll publish this or whatever, but they're not putting their hands on it. All right, they're just forking over some money for it. I mean, and I feel like Disney, when it comes to Avengers or whatever, was also just like, we're just gonna throw money at it and see what happens at this. It's mainly Crystal Dynamics issue when it comes to Avengers. They're the ones that like didn't like make a good live service game, and the same with Platinum. Platinum's the reason why this live service game is bad. All right. So I'm gonna give Square the benefit of the doubt. Now, again, they haven't had a greatest track record for the third-party live service games.
That's certainly true. Yeah.
And I think they just need to stop. All right, they need to stop publishing them. They're putting their name, like their name is getting pushed on bad content after bad content after bad content. All right, and we know like their in-house developers are they're not immune to that either, because Yuji Naka is part of fucking Square Enix and they made Balan Wonderworld and that game's a piece of shit. But like I said, I don't think it's fully it's only Square's fault because they're not hands-on with it. I think if they were hands-on with it, they would probably have ended up better. I think they would have been like, this needs to be more quality. They're giving their third-party developers like free reign of it, but I think they also need to step in and be like, this needs to be quality and not just whatever you guys think is a fucking good game. All right. Because I guarantee you there's nobody over at Platinum that thinks that Babylon's Fall is a good game. There's no way, none of the developers over there play this game. They're like, okay, this is good. I guarantee you there's something going on in that in-house that made Babylon's Fall the way it is.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of discussions being had. I'm sure it was probably a time thing. like you have to meet a deadline, and at certain point, people are unwilling to extend it. I think a delay would have helped here immensely, but I guess people didn't greenlight that. I guess it wasn't worth a delay, which is tells you about how people were feeling about the chances of this game's survival to begin with. Then,
yeah, no, I don't foresee the. I foresee one more season pass happening, or like season happening for the battle pass in this game, and I think after that, it's all free. Because I guarantee you this game does not generate any money at all. So that's that. It's bad, but Platinum needs to get the shit together, because I honestly on the same end that Quantic Dream's on. I think Platinum's gonna have if Bayonetta doesn't do good, if Bayonetta ends up being a shit game, which I don't think it will. I think Platinum's on the end of probably gonna get acquired, because they're not gonna be making any money.
Platinum's a weird company that's been in financial trouble all throughout their life, and I mean, I'm not one for just companies grabbing up companies left, right, and center, but I mean, if I was someone in Sony or Microsoft's position, I would absolutely, if they do get into trouble, I would absolutely try to salvage them. I think I would break their hearts, because I would tell them to go fuck themselves with the live service nonsense. You're going back to doing what we know works and what literally everyone loves about you, but I guess that's a bit stifling to their creativity. Still,
yeah. I'm not against live service games, all right? Some live service games have been fun, all right? I have went into live service games with like the idea of like, oh, okay, it's a live service game, and some of them have been fun. Like as much as Marvel's Avengers, how bad it is or whatever, I still enjoyed aspects of that game. That game was a technological mess when I played it on PC, all right? But I still had fun playing it, all right? And a lot of like technical workarounds or whatever could have made that game like a lot better, but it's just decisions later on down the line in that game made that game even shittier. I don't think there's any fix in Babylon's Fall. I think they need to just burn Anthem that game, Anthem it, take it off. Nobody can play it. Just stop. All right.
Burn, salt the earth.
This game was dead at beta. All right. That's all I have to say. Like fucking Crucible it. All right. Crucible didn't even release. Crucible
I
released.
Forgot about that. Holy crap.
Crucible released, went back to beta, then got canned. All right.
God.
Do the same thing. All right. Just Platinum work on Bayonetta. Work on Bayonetta, and then work on another game that isn't a live service game. Make your bread and butter. Make another Nier game, please. Now that over, and we're done with Platinum and Babylon's Fall tirade. We can get into juicy stuff like Epic buying fucking Bandcamp for some fucking reason. Like what's the point of this? What is the point? What is the point, Epic? What are you doing? Why are you buying Bandcamp? Why? Yeah, so Epic acquired Bandcamp. So I mean, the only thing I see from this is, hey, we're a corporation, we're greedy, and we want fucking music money too. They
want to do music in Fortnite, right? That's.
Well, I don't. Is that a joke? Or are you being serious about that? Actually,
no, I think she's kind of being serious.
Yes, the answer.
Okay,
and honestly,
because I have to assume, to one extent or another, you are correct. They've already done.
This is why yes is the answer.
Yeah, they've already done full on like DJ sets and festivals. So, yeah, I guess.
The only good thing I can see coming out of this is like the technological support that Bandcamp can get from Epic. All right.
They want to do this in Fortnite.
They do. I mean, but they also bought Harmonix too.
Yeah. And for
So
the benefit of the podcast, I posted that one meme where the boy is following the girl who is covering her ears with the trumpet, you know? That's what they want to
do. Yeah, no, like I can see Epic, because obviously if Epic is one thing, all right. They're technologically capable. I mean, they have one of the best they have one of the best fucking game engines in the world. All right. And they just keep improving on it. And any technological support that Bandcamp would need, they now have it through Epic. I'm just curious as like, yeah, there's putting music in Fortnite or whatever, but like, I guess there might be some integration where like creators can pay like Epic to have their music put into Fortnite or be able to play through Fortnite. I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. They also bought Harmonix, which is not a music company, but they make music rhythm games. So, it's kind of a little bit on the nose and obvious of what they're trying to do here. Maybe they're trying to become a music label. Maybe they want to be like get into.
Well, I'm sure like the end goal of most companies is to be a multimedia company, right? So
yeah, it also has a store, so maybe it'll allow people to put their own music on Epic Store.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a joke saying maybe Epic took got the code for their cart for the Epic Game Store from from fucking Bandcamp. Because for a while their Epic Game Store didn't have a cart. Yeah, it's weird. I'm interested to see what goes on with this, but like this is one of those weird acquisitions that like just makes kind of makes no sense, and it just looks corporate greedy. Like, I mean, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Maybe they'll do something with a new Rock Band game. Who knows?
It'd be great. I have like nothing really to add. This is weird and outside of my wheelhouse. So
yeah, same. But you know what's inside our wheelhouse? Talking about Activision.
Yeah. Speaking of,
so dialing it back a little bit and talking about how Quantic Dreams is having troubles, keeping employees and getting employees or whatever. Activision's also having that same problem, and they say it's probably due to like litigation and allegations recently. Fucking duh.
Don't say.
No. Yeah, nobody wants to work for Bobby fucking Kotick right now, and hopefully within a year that won't happen, and it'll be under the new dictatorship of Phil Spencer. Which, by the way, I didn't put this in the list of stuff, but it did come out that one of the stipulations of the acquisition is, for right now, all unionization has to be put on hold.
Oh, really?
So, can't say I'm surprised to hear it.
So, people cannot unionize at the moment, and they people can't unionize. Period. So, like, even after the acquisition or whatever, Phil Spencer's like, if we think that it's good later on down the line, then maybe we'll allow it. But no company wants anybody to unionize, because that just looks bad on them half the time. And in America, yeah. In America, yeah. No company in America wants unions, because that's more money that companies have to shell out. But yeah. A big woo on me. They're having problems hiring and keeping staff, because obviously nobody wants to work for Bobby Kotick. In that same vein, Activision Blizzard is also being sued for a wrongful death of an employee that took her life a while back.
Yeah.
This is that same story of that female employee that was having a relationship with one of her superiors, but he was also spreading around naked pictures of her and stuff, and that obviously took a big toll on her, and in the end decided to take her life. So I guess the work environment for that is the basis of why the company is now getting being sued for that. And more power to them. Fucking get as much money as you can, because that's fucked. So I mean, we're gonna talk about Activision Blizzard like so many times this year. With the acquisition from Microsoft, whether it goes through or whether it doesn't go through, we're gonna be seeing probably a lot more news come out about it, and I do not look forward to reporting on it. But now we get to talk about our final topic, which is actually a really funny one. So a developer, a developer from both Guerrilla and Ubisoft decided to take to Twitter and diss Elden Ring's user experience, which means like their interface and everything like that. Went so far as to saying, this game got a 97 Metacritic score. I guess that shows that reviewers do not care about user experience. And then another person from Guerrilla Games commented on it, or not comment from Guerrilla Games, but another developer from another studio stated that they don't care about graphics and PC performance either. So there's a couple of developers that are like, these are individual developers, not the company themselves. These are individuals from a certain developers are like so jaded and trying to shit on Elden Ring because it's like literally the best game to come out in like quite a fucking while. And
I mean, to be fair, it isn't perfect. Accessibility isn't great for those. For example, I follow someone who's a streamer who is legally blind, but had a really hard time playing the game. And these days, it has been proven plenty of times that accessibility can be implemented successfully for people who are not able for like you or me. So that kind of argument, think about the wider audience.
Except that's not the argument that's being made.
No, it's not the argument that's being made.
No, I know, but I have to just say that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's far from perfect. As a matter of fact, I think of the things that are brought up by this particular post, the middle, I believe it was a lady, was correct. PC performance, PC performance is kind of still not ideal. It's not great, and I don't know about the graphics thing. I think
no,
we're
this is
finally
where I
growing
said
up.
art style trumps graphics. Period.
Sure.
Art style of fucking.
I think we're. Someone said something or someone posted something when Horizon came out about they were showing off like the level of detail in Aloy's face, and someone responded with a take that's really good. This is not impressive anymore.
No,
graphics haven't been impressive for years. It's why when Square puts out something really nice, everyone's like, yeah, cool. Where's the gameplay? We know you're gonna have like super photorealistic graphics. It's not impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So like arguing about that is really weird when everyone's commenting on like how beautiful the world is all the same, and like just the overwhelming feeling. And in regards to user experience, which is what led this all off, to be hyper pedantic for a moment, users seem to be experiencing a lot of joy. So maybe shut the fuck up. But also, I recognize that UX is very specific. It doesn't mean what's on the tin. It's actually like a thing that you go in and work for. We joked about like all the map markers and such like that, but that's what it is. It's the means by which the devs can kind of guide you through the game. I think it's disingenuous to look at Elden Ring and say it has a poor UX, since the driving force behind this is not to hold your hand. The
Yeah,
whole
no.
purpose is, okay, we've put you down here in this world. You have to go and find things. It's going to be difficult. Maybe you're going to have to get out a pen and paper, but everything is there for you. It doesn't go into this promising for an experience for everyone. And I know that that's not a popular take in gaming, because right now we're kind of in the game should be for everyone state. I don't think that's what this is for. I don't think that's what this game is about. And I find the user experience argument to be really, really bad. And I think that the dunks back have been excessive, because it's a Ubisoft dev, right? So obviously everyone points towards Ubisoft kind of homogenizing this genre of gaming, this multiplayer, open world genre, as they've kind of just condensed it to mush. Everyone has the same thing. There is no branching out. Now a game suddenly decides to do something different, and they're demonized by a representative of the company that has homogenized it.
Yeah.
So it does feel a bit salty. It feels like this is probably not coming from the most genuine place. But yeah, like I said, the second person absolutely had a bunch of great points. This game is not perfect. This game has a lot of flaws, especially on the PC side of things. But hell, even on the consoles, it doesn't run as well as it could.
No, optimization could easily be worked on. Yeah, they could. It could easily be like, not like, I don't mean like it could be easily be worked on. It is one of the points of this game that probably needs to be fixed.
And if we do continue this from a standpoint of games should be for everyone, then yeah, it's not accessible by everyone. But I also kind of don't believe in that. So
well, I do when it comes to visually impaired or that kind of thing, because we have the technology to implement that kind of thing. We even championed games who did it in Games Awards.
Sure, because they came in under the impression that the game was to be for everyone.
But
we're not talking about like difficulty modes, though.
No, I agree, and I think
accessibility for like visually impaired, or like
yeah, I think I have to
people that are disabled. Yeah, that should always be a thing.
Yes.
When we talk about accessibility, we're talking about like people that are complaining about there not being an easier difficulty.
Yeah, I want to make this clear. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that could obviously be improved on. All games should have the accessibility for people that are disabled or anything like that to be able to be played. We have this technology to do it. There are other games that do it. I don't know why developers decide not to do it. And that's probably just due. Most of that's probably due to dev time. Because games have to come out. So, but on the side of accessibility of like, this game's not for everyone from a difficulty standpoint. No, this is a From Software game. You're expected to. You're either going to sit down and spend hours trying to figure out this game, or if it's not for you, then it's just not for you. And that's the same that goes with like the like map markers or quests. Like even I said, like this game could probably do with like a very minimalized quest log or whatever, but I'm not sitting here saying like we fucking need it or anything like that. No, the game's its story is pretty much what you make of it. There you follow the characters as you can, in certain aspects. There definitely does not need to be map markers, because I fucking hate map markers. Every time I look at an open world game that has map markers, I immediately cry because I want to do everything that's on this map.
Yeah, it can be immediately exhausting seeing a map full of points of interest.
Yeah.
Like that may end up having the reverse effect from what is expected of by the UX team.
Yeah. that being said, I mean, another, and this problem actually doesn't even come from devs. I have a problem with some of the people that are playing this game. All right, because some people and people that I know or whatever, they will literally sit here and be like if I go to pick a certain like way to actually play, they will immediately chastise me for it or something, or immediately chastise anybody for it.
Oh no, it's a fan base again.
The gatekeeping for some Souls games can be pretty rough because like there are some broken builds in this game. All right. And I have a friend that does not will say something if like I or like if anybody else uses some of these broken builds, all right, or uses some of these broken like things, because in their opinion it takes away their it thinks that it's going to take away my experience from like playing this game. And I always have to come back with the one thing that the director for these games has said. These games are very cheesy. A lot of these bosses are very unfair. Your job is to figure out what works for you, whether it's cheesing them or not, and do it. That is how they want you to play this game. You figure out what you want to do in this game, all right? And you do it that way, all right? He doesn't care. That's why they put so much of the shit in this game, because there are so many different ways to play it, right? You know, if I want to play this game this way, I shouldn't have to always hear, you know, this takes no skill, etc. You know, you're just making the game like super easy for you or whatever. Like, well, you know, maybe I don't want to always bash my head up against the same boss like for fucking 12 hours, all right? You know, so that's a tangent that you know we could talk about when it comes to video game difficulty, but no, I like. Anyway, it was just funny seeing some of these devs come out and be like and being like very petty, because like I guess I can kind of see like at least with Horizon, like a dev from Guerrilla, because they literally came out with a really good open world game just the week before Elden Ring, right? And this is twice in a row that this has happened with their game, right? They come out with a very good open world game, all right? And then a week later, a better open world game comes out. An objectively better open world. I haven't even played Breath of the Wild, but you know, I can go ahead and say it probably is objectively better, minus the fact that your weapons break every like 2 hits. If that literally wasn't in the game, I'd probably be more inclined to play it.
That is made a big deal, and that is made a bigger deal than it is. But yeah, it kind of does suck.
But you know, this has happened twice with you know, Horizon, or you know, Forbidden West has, you know, Elden Ring coming out a week after, and you know, Zero Dawn had Breath of the Wild come out like pretty much a week after, or like the same month at least. And it does suck because both Zero Dawn and Forbidden West are really good games. It's just, you know, the moment you saw Elden Ring's name come up and the date, you should have pushed it back. You should have done it, because nope, like, outside of the diehard Horizon fans or whatever, a lot of people are going to forget about it.
We say this a lot. We obviously we don't know the inner workings of companies. We don't know how difficult it is to delay or push up timetables. But I don't know. Like I'm inclined to agree. There's like a disconnect between the understandings that players have and the understandings that executives have, because quite frankly, I think anyone with half a brain could have seen this coming. Elden Ring could have launched absolutely horrendously. Like it could have had the cyberpunk treatment, and it still would have been the most talked about thing forever. Like this is a game that people have been waiting forever. This is like trying to launch a relatively young RPG next to a like upcoming Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
maybe don't do it. Maybe it's not the healthiest thing for your brand going forward. And maybe eating slight losses in the short term helps you in the long run.
I think.
But again, who knows? I mean, the amount of money that goes into the timing of the advertisement campaign and the overall hype cycle is immense, and it just might not have been a benefit to delay.
Yeah.
Even though I think it definitely would have been.
So it's a lot. It's very unfortunate for Forbidden West because Elden Ring was originally slated to come out in January. Then From Software did push it back that month. So I feel like after that point Forbidden West like Guerrilla couldn't push back Forbidden West because then it would literally look like, yeah, how about we don't? But yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, and some of these devs that are talking shit about Elden Ring just kind of need to shut the fuck up, because one, you're making your company look bad. I mean, Ubisoft doesn't need help with that, please. It does not need help to look bad because it's doing it itself. So please shut up. And two, you're just making yourself look like an asshole. So, anyway, did you guys want to talk about anything more Elden Ring? Elden Ring.
I mean, not until we do not until we finally get around to doing a spoiler cast, because I have a lot of thoughts, but I do not want to ruin this for Leek. Though I desperately want Leek to meet Blythe.
Oh no, I don't know who they are. Twitter has seen to that.
I'm sure you do, but I want you to meet him because he's every bit as good as Twitter has made him out to be.
Yeah, well, that is our news for this week.
Yep.
Do I have to ask what we're doing?
School and Elden Ring. I got 7 weeks and then I'm free. Then it's just work and not school, work, and Elden Ring.
The day we're recording this is on the 8th, and the next time we speak will be on the 14th. Yeah, that's going to be the day before Stranger of Paradise comes out.
It sure will be.
Oh man, I have 7 days to do all I want to do in Elden Ring. I don't know if I have enough time. This game's too big. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Elden Ring. I might take a side break and play some Xenoblade Definitive Edition because I still need to do that. I'm sorry, Little. Our It Takes Two playing's probably gonna have to be pushed back a little bit further because I did not expect me to enjoy Elden Ring so much. But yeah, Leek, what about you?
Elden Ring. Also, Star Wars.
Yeah.
And Yu-Gi-Oh! Same again, really.
Same again. All right, well, if you have gotten this far, please consider giving us a like and subscribe. We deeply appreciate it. By the time this comes out, I have done all my... it'll be over because by the time this comes out is like when I pick the person that wins. But I am doing have been doing a giveaway for a copy of Elden Ring on PC on my Twitter. But by the time this comes out, it'll already have been done. So congratulations, whoever wins. Yeah. I think that's all for this week, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely true.